Hey everyone, and welcome to the first edition of the Underwear News Briefs podcast. This is just a quick overview of what we'll be doing over the next few weeks and months. This is going to be a podcast about men's underwear and everything going on in it. So hopefully we're going to have some good interviews coming up. We're lining some up right now from some of the best brands out there and some new ones you haven't heard of yet. We're in talks with a couple of different brands and we'll have them for you shortly. And we're also going to interview people in underwear, companies, sellers, models, whatever's going on in underwear, we're going to interview and get it to you. We're also open to new topics, so if you have any you want to hear on the podcast, let us know. And we're also teaming up with a few other bloggers from around the world. We have one in Australia that's going to help us out, and one in the United Kingdom. So there will be a little bit of an international flair to the podcast, so it just won't be focused on here in the States. And hopefully we'll get all three of us on the podcast one time to go over trends, but with the lovely issue of timing and time zones, it's going to be a little difficult, but we'll work through it. And hopefully we can team up with some other bloggers here in the States to do a roundtable every now and then and have some good ideas come out of it. So I guess I'll tell you what's coming up on the podcast. We are hopefully going to talk to a couple of different brands about what their new not what their new topics are, but what their new products are coming out, their new lines. Hopefully we're going to get some new brands you maybe haven't heard of and get them on the podcast to talk about them, their philosophies, and what products they're coming out with. And hopefully we're going to do some fun things in there too, do some giveaways at some point, and hopefully have you some interaction with the different companies. So if you have questions for companies out there, and hopefully I'll post it on the blog what we're having coming up. I would love to have some listener and readers' comments for our questions for the different companies we have. So it'd be fun to say Joe and United Kingdom is asking this question. So if you have questions, send it over. I think it'd be a great way to get some interaction between you guys and the companies. And if there's any companies you want to see on the podcast, let us know as well, because we're reaching out to all the different ones we know of. And if you know any new ones or anything else going on in the world of underwear, let us know, because the more listeners we have that give us feedback, the better the podcast is going to be. And hopefully we can get some big names on here. I know we're in talks, but anything is good these days that we can get some help on. So let's see what else. I guess that's about it. I wanted to keep this one really short and sweet and to the point. And I ramble on a little bit, as you can tell. But the podcast is going to be more of an interview format for most of the interviews. It will be conducted with the companies. Like I said, every so often we'll have different bloggers on to talk about like trends we see in underwear, stuff going on in underwear, just anything we could think of. But other than that, that'll be the basic gist of the podcast, and we hope you enjoy it, and we look forward to your feedback. And hopefully, the one in the works now we're working on, hopefully, I've got to confirm it this week, is if you're familiar with James Winston Company. It was a great underwear company out of the UK that is no longer with us, unfortunately. So we're going to have them on to talk about the company and if they may be coming back or if they're not. So I'm going to email them today and get that squared away, and I have a few others in the works that haven't been confirmed, but I emailed out this morning a lot of different of the companies we work with, and since it's a Sunday, we probably won't hear from most of them until tomorrow. So I hope you'll listen to it and don't mind me rambling on, because I usually tend to do. And of course, with the topic of underwear, I could go on for hours and hours. But I wanted to keep this about 5 minutes, give you a quick overview. And this will be submitted to iTunes. And hopefully in the next couple days, it will be approved for iTunes. So thanks again. And if you need to get in touch with us, you can always email us at info@underwearnewsbriefs.com or post a comment on the website. And that's underwearnewsbriefs.com. You don't have to use the www. And that's about it. So have a great one, and we will definitely talk to you soon. Bye.